Okay, I will start the conference because video recording is provided, and we will record the whole session. Then we'll put it in the open access to IBTA YouTube channel, so anybody can watch the presentations and see the people and discussions that will be during this event. Okay, I will start with my presentation. Hopefully you can see my presentation right now on the screen. Yes, okay. And my presentation will be short. It's mostly introduction and showing the achievements we have achieved so far. And then I will open it for speakers. Okay. Okay. I will switch to the okay. I can't see my presentation. That's a problem. I will stop share it for a moment and I will reshare it again. I will open the screen rather than the okay. Now hopefully you can see my presentation. All right. Let's open the conference. And well, as a part of welcome word, I would like to have that we celebrate today the first achievement of IBTA. It is first time ever the two title of Master of Business TRIZ were awarded to two persons for their outstanding achievements in promotion of TRIZ and the proven high level of competence. This is Alexey Blagich and Anton Kozhemyako. These people were before having these titles at level 4, as you know, the necessary requirement to become a Master of Business TRIZ is to have level 4, either in IBTA or Matriz or Matriz official. Alexey Blagich had the level 4 from IBTA, and Anton Kozhemyako had level 4 from Matriz. Okay, so we congratulate these two persons very much and wish them all the success in further with promoting and further advancing business TRIZ. What I want just to say is that what is the difference? Some people ask me, what is the difference between just Master TRIZ and Master of Business TRIZ? Well, Master of TRIZ is a title awarded by either Matriz or Matriz official. We probably know that these are very rare events. For instance, this year, Matriz official conference, didn't award any title. There were two candidates, but unfortunately, they failed to defend their titles. And Business TRIZ, well, we have our own association. I have many requests for joining IBTA to Matriz, but so far I have my perseverance and didn't do it. So, but because of that, we can award our own titles. And Master of Business TRIZ is you know, like you take mathematics. Mathematics is a general field including many disciplines, like geometry. Geometry is a part of mathematics. So you can be either a master of mathematics or master of geometry. Hopefully you understand the analogy, which I won't try to tell you. So it's okay, and everything is evolving, and Matriz knows, Matriz official, there are two, as you know, two associations, Matriz, old Matriz, and a newly established Matriz official. There were some argumentation in two associations, so Matriz official became a spin-off of Matriz. But both associations are informed about the decision of IBTA to award to Alexei and Anton the titles. And they had no any objections. Okay. So, we go further, and I would like to say a couple of words about progress we have been achieving so far with IBTA. And you know that the main activity today of IBTA is training and certification of specialists in TRIZ. I started level 1 training in 2015, and so far 787 specialists were awarded this title. Later in 2019, I introduced level 2, and so far 102 specialists were awarded these titles. In 2022 was introduced level 3. Unfortunately, so far level 3 is only available in Russian language, but I do my best to provide materials and training sessions, online training sessions in level 3. And so far 38 people were awarded. So first 3 levels, as you know, are based on education, on training. Then 2 further levels, level 4 and level 5, are awarded for achievements. To achieve level 4, to get a level 4, you must present a thesis which describes a problem solved with TRIZ and TRIZ tools, and explain economic benefits that were obtained from this solution. So you have to show the path to a solution from initial problem towards a solution, and to show the proof that this solution was implemented and got some economic benefits. And level 5 is given, like I said in the very beginning, for outstanding achievements in promoting and showing the high level competence in TRIZ. Gentlemen, ladies, if you have questions, you can ask me in a chat, preferably in a chat. In a conference format, we better ask questions in a chat. What's more was achieved in, by the way, about the trained specialist, you can see we maintain the public registry of all certified specialists. You know that you can go to bistris.net, it's a website of IBTA, and see the whole list of certified specialists. Of course, if they allow us to disclose this information, but primarily we focus on their names. Their names, it shows a level of certificate and date of certification and number of certificate, because you know that each number is registered in the registry of certification. So you can see the whole list on the website. Another achievements are following: that currently we have members of the IBTA advisory board, 9 persons, regional IBTA representatives, 4, We have a Business TRIZ alumni. This is a community of all people who took training from IBTA accredited trainers. At this moment, we have six accredited trainers by IBTA. But at this moment, Business TRIZ alumni is only in Russian language. Yeah, because it has historical reasons, but let's not focus on this at this moment. Another achievement, also within Business TRIZ alumni, we created a Business TRIZ Center of Excellence. Or I see Dmitry is here, who is heading this Business TRIZ Center of Excellence. In Russian, its title sounds slightly different, but Dmitry can correct me.
Yeah, it's absolutely correct translation. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Dmitry. There are 10 people, and as you can see, in the list of certified people, level 4, also 10 people. So most of people who obtained level 4 are members of Business TRIZ Center of Excellence. And you will hear some presentations from them today. Another big development of IBTA is in China, headed by Mr. Han Bin, or Bin Han, sorry. You are here, so I see you also among the list. And IBTA China is also quickly evolving. And currently we have a membership team of IBTA China team, which are 6 people who try to promote TRIZ in China and conduct TRIZ training. This year it was an offline IBTA conference in China conducted with kind permission of Mr. Bin Han. I have some pictures to show you. It was not a big event, but everything starts small, as you know. So, but it was online conference with some people, with a certain bunch of people, with presentations. Unfortunately, only in Chinese. So, if you want to have to look at them, you could ask Mr. Bin Han to provide you with them. And also, you see, I also participated in the conference because some conclusive part of conference were conducted in English. Okay, and the last thing I wanted to say that the first batch of level 1 certified specialist in China was prepared today. Oh, not today, but this year. It was relatively recently, last month. And soon, Mr. Bin Han plans to conduct level 2 training and certification in China. Because, you know, as opposite to MATRIZ and MATRIZ official, we don't do just certification. Our certification is always combined with training. So a person goes through the training, shows the results, proves his competence, and obtains his degree. Okay, that was I wanted to say as an introduction. And now I would like to declare the program of the conference. You can see it on the website, you can see it on this slide. And the first person who is going to make a presentation is Anton Kozhemyako, a newly certified Master of Business TRIZ, who is going to present under the topic Systematic Prescription of the Head of Sales Department Functional Workplace. Anton, are you with us? I don't see you, by the way. Huh, that's strange. Huh. That's very interesting. I will try to contact him because I spoke to him yesterday and he was ready, but I don't see him now. Okay, so I see here Mr. WangFu or Miss WangFu. So I will do replacement at this moment. So I hope Anton appears. Miss WangFu and Zulhasni Abdul Rahim have a presentation titled TRIZ-Based Analysis of Networks in Born Global Firms, Internationalization. Okay, are you ready?
Yes, I'm ready. Thank you, Valerie, so much.
Very good. Very good. So I provide you with a screen access. So you can start your presentation, and you have 30 minutes, 25 minutes for a talk, and 5 minutes for questions and answers.
No problem, no problem.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you. So I'm going to share my screen. Wait for a moment. Oh no. Sorry, I'm not so familiar with this one, so give me some time.
No problem. We have time. We have time today.
Thank you so much. I cannot find.
It's in the bottom of screen. There is a button called Share.
Yes, I know. But I opened so many windows. I have to find which one it belongs to. Please, sorry, give me some time. How to open this? Okay. So sorry, because this is my first time to share screen in this app.
It's no problem. Please take your time.
Okay. I have to update this one. So sorry. I have to quit and enter this room.
Okay, we wait for you.
Okay, thank you.
Hello, Valeri.
Yes.
Yeah, can I take a moment? By the time Miss Wang
Sure.
adjusts her laptop. So it's nice to see you. Myself, Harshagangan from Pune.
Yes, I'm happy to see you again.
Yes, I mean, we are connecting after, I think, almost a year.
Yeah.
How are you doing?
You did your training. You got your level 2.
Yes, level 2, I have completed under your guidance in 2021.
Yes.
And I remember you were saying that a translation of Russian material into English for level 3 is on its way. So I'm waiting that when I will be able to, appear for level 3 in English.
Okay, thank you very much. I hope to do it this year because I had such a heavy workload. I didn't expect, frankly speaking, that there will be. You see that during last 4 years, I certified almost 400 people.
Yes.
During last 2 years, I certified almost 400 people. It's a big workload.
I understand. No, and I will catch up with you separately, and I will
Okay.
write to you. Yeah,
Very good.
but it's nice to see you and nice
Okay,
to talk
thank
to
you.
you.
Nice to see you too. Okay, Harsha.
Thanks. We'll catch
Bye
up with the
bye.
presentation.
But
Bye.
we will not. We will watch. Okay, Miss Van
Yes,
Hook,
yes.
you're here.
Everyone can see my screen now?
Yes.
Okay, I will
Yes,
continue.
ma'am.
Hi, good. Actually, now in Beijing time, it's evening, so I will say good evening and good morning to everyone. And my name is WangFu, and I come from China. And today is my great honor to share Dr. Zulhasni and my work about TRIZ in bone global forms. So the title is TRIZ-Based Analysis of Networks in Bone Global Forms Internationalization. So most of you might think, what is bone global forms? Bone global forms are an interesting formula in our business world. This company, from their very inception, aim to operate in international market rather than just focus on their home market. And unlike a traditional company that gradually expand international after established a big market in their home market, bone global forms are characterized by their early and rapid internationalization. However, this ambitious approach also brings a lot of challenges because bone global forms are typically small in size and face many challenges due to their limited financial and human resource. And this is where network come to play. The network of bone global forms refer to interconnected relation and partnership this company established to facilitate their rapid internationalization. And the networks are critical for bone global forms for several reasons. First one is resource access. Compared to the large multiple corporations, bone global forms are more dependent on resource controlled by another company. So network provides access to this crucial resource. And knowledge transfer. Network facility the sharing of knowledge and opportunity, which is essential for integrate into diverse international marketplace. Risk reduction. By building rational trust through network, bone global forms can reduce the risk associated with rapid internationalization. And they are more and more research has constantly shown a significant positive relationship between resource obtained from a firm's network and the firm's internationalization performance. And there is go with the question, why TRIZ? How to integrate TRIZ with business bone global network? After the importance of network of bone global is well established, there is still remain a significant gap in our understanding of how these firms can systematically identify, evaluate, and optimize their network resource through the different stage of internationalization. And why TRIZ? As we know, TRIZ is a systematic approach to innovation and problem solving. So we propose to integrate TRIZ into analyze network in bone global forms. And we will use three TRIZ tools. The first one is the main parameter of value, Askar analyze and line windows. The first one, main parameter value. It helps firms to identify the right targets for networks. And these parameters may include network diversity. It refers to the variety in geography and industry connections. So it means like if there are more numbers of industry or the more numbers of countries represent in network, it contributes to bone global forms internationalization performance. Knowledge transfer efficiency. Like if the company can more frequency to do the knowledge exchange so they can update their knowledge on time. It helps them to catch up the industry, catch up their business advantage in the market. Resource accessibility. It refers to the easy accessing network resource. As we just mentioned, the resource is very critical for born global firms, and most of them are small firms. So it's not very easy for them to get the resource. Oh, the slide is not changing. I'm so sorry. Let me do
yes.
it.
I also was wondering,
Yes.
because we're talking about slides are not changing.
Let me
Sometimes
share
it
it
happens.
again.
You have to reshare it again.
Okay, I will share it again. Because I just saw the chat box.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm sorry because I'm not so familiar with this.
Yeah, it's understandable. It's understandable.
Just now, you can only see my first slide. Where is the slide?
No, ma'am, not yet.
Not yet. Okay, sorry. Give me some time. Can see my screen now.
Yes. A table. I can see the table.
And I changed to introduction. Can anyone can see it? Let me try. Can
Yes,
see it.
now we can see that you are moving.
Now it's moving.
Oh, okay. Great. Thank you, everyone.
Maybe you will have to go back a little for just recap, if you don't mind. Thank you.
So you want me to start from introduction?
Just quick recap with reference to slides. Please don't mind.
Okay, no problem. At first, I was introduce what is born global firms. It was corrected by their early and rapid internationalization. Compared to the traditional company, they usually do the international list step by step. But born global firms, they are doing this one right from their inception. And I also introduced the importance of network for born global firms. It helps the firms to get the resource and can do the knowledge transfer more faster, and also can reduce the risk. And more paper show that there has a positive impact on internationalization performance due to the network. And then I come out with why we have to use TRIZ in network, because we already know the importance of a network for born global firms, but there's still a lack of systematic approach to analyze and manage network resource. And as we know that TRIZ is a systematic approach to innovate and problem solving. Therefore, we're trying to select 3 tools of TRIZ, which are the main parameter of value, the Askar analyze, and the 9 windows in born global firms in a network. And the first one, we're using MPV. And MPV is a parameter. Usually, this is what we select, these parameters. And I mentioned the network diversity, because if there are more countries or more industry represented in network, it can help firms to reduce some time. And for the knowledge transfer, we just mentioned the knowledge is very critical for the company. So if the company can more frequency to do the knowledge exchange, so they can update their update their knowledge, which is contribute to their industry advantages and resource accessibility. If the born global firms can use less time to get what they want through network, it will save a lot of time and also contribute to their internationalization performance. And partner complementary. It refers to how well the partner capability alliance with born global firms need. So if the deeper of the skill or resource match with the partner, it will bring benefits to born global firms internationalization. And the network responsiveness is referred to the time to enter the new market. If they can use less time to enter the new market, so they can get more customers. And trust and relations, like we just mentioned, trust is very important when firms do business. So if they can build trust through the network, it can save a lot of resource and time. And technological integration. As we know, born global firms, most of them or some of them are high-tech firms. Therefore, if they can have the tech-enabled cooperation, it also contributes for their internationalization. And financial value, it means like the revenue generated through the network partnership. And the second tool we choose is Askar Analyze. And Askar Analyze is a valuable tool for understanding the life cycle and growth trends of network within born global firms. And the Askar model typically including 4 stages, which are birth, growth, maturity, and decline. And each stage represents the different stage in the evaluation of the firm's network. And it will allow us to identify in which stage different network relationships are and predict their future trends. At the birth stage, born global firms are in the early stage of establish their network. So in this stage is characterized by limited network size and resource access. So firms are usually focused on building initial connections and often struggling with the insurance of recognition in new markets. So in this stage, the growth rate is slow as the firms seek to establish trust and prove its value to potential partners and shareholders. And in the second stage, is marked by the rapid expansion of firms' network. As born global firms gain recognition, so the number and quality of their network grow rapidly. So this stage is crucial for scaling operation and enter new markets. And during the maturity stage, the rate of network establishment began to slow down. So born globals firms find their primary market and network become stable. So they shift from establishing the network to optimizing and manage existing relationship. So in this stage is emphasized the importance of network management to maintain competitive advantage and diversity network profiles. And during the decline stage, it might happen if the born global firms fail to adapt its network to changing conditions. So this stage is characterized by reduction in network size and utility. By analyze where the network, born global network, is on the S-curve based on its characteristic and performance. So Askar Analyze is not only help identify the current stage of network, but also serve as a predictive tool for future growth. And the third tool we choose is 9 windows. And 9 windows is a powerful method for analyze a firm situation from multiple perspectives. So when apply it to Bond Global Firms network, it provides a comprehensive analysis for understanding the network across different time frame and system level. Like the 9 windows divide the analysis into 3 system levels: the super system, and subsystem. And at the super system level, the analysis is considered the broader business environment. So it examines the past regulation environment, the previous market condition, the old industry structure, to current market trends, regulation landscape, present competition environment, and anticipate the future market trends, the emerging technology, and predict change in global trend. So from this perspective, it helps Bond Global Firms to understand how external factors have shaped and will continue to influence their network development. In the system level, it focuses on firm's own strategy and network configures. It traces the evaluation from early network structure and first international partnership to current business strategy, operation process, network configuration. Looking forward, it also considers potential business model innovation and expected network evaluation and planned strategy alliance. So this level helps firms to alliance their network with overall business objective. And the subsystem, it divides into specific network components. It examines the founder team's connection, initial contact in foreign markets, early resource provider to current partner, existing knowledge resource, and also predict for the potential new partner, future resource need. So from the subsystem, this will help Bond Global Firms to identify the critical relationship and resource that drive internationalization. By analyzing these 9 windows, Bond Global Firms can gain insight into how their network have evolved and identify the current strengths and weakness and plan for the future development. So by using these 3 tools of TRIZ, we can provide a comprehensive analysis of network in Bond Global Firms. Like in MPV analysis, it helps to identify the right target for the network. And for the Askar analysis, it maps the network evaluation stage. And the 9 windows, it provides a multi-dimension perspective view of network. So together, these tools help Bond Global Firms to systematically identify and manage their network resource. That's all for our content for today. And we also provide the QR code for our WeChat and WhatsApp. So if anyone was interested in this topic, feel free to contact us at any time. Thank you for your listening. Thank you so much.
Okay, Ms. WangFu, thank you very much for a very interesting presentation. And as I understand, it provides an analytical framework for dealing with assessing the current state of art of, how do you call them, born global firms?
Global firms, yes.
Right. Well, my first question will be, is it only theoretical development, or you are going to use it in practice, or you have been already using it in practice with some company?
So far I'm planning to implement this method into a real company. So far I'm discussing with one company. So they are trying to use this one to solve one of the problem. So maybe after we carry out this one, and I will also write a report about my result. How is this one is really valid in the real business or not?
Yeah. And another question would be that you showed us MPVs, main parameter of values, right? Can you?
Yes.
Yeah. And then you did, you know, that MPV, it's a parameter that has no parameters, has no values. It just, it's just something like user comfort, for instance. But then when you analyze MPV, you decompose it to more specific calculable parameters, right? You call it metric. What you've shown here, it is the only one metric which is connected to MPV, or there might be some other metrics which comprise the same MPV.
For MPV, like because I also attend TMF in this month, and I also asked the master, like MPV, can we use it in like in the network resource? They said yes, but they suggest me to use more like function analyze. And so far, my table already lists some parameters. I think it's just part of the parameter. It's not all.
Okay, I see.
Yes.
All right. Then the short, not a question, but a comment. Give my best regards to to Dr. Abdul Rahim.
Thank you so much.
I remember him very well when I was on my trip to Malaysia, and we met with him. Yeah.
Nice, so nice, so nice.
So we met with him. All right, I finished with my questions. Audience, do you have any questions to Ms. Wang? If you do, please ask.
Valeri, can I take?
Yes, please.
Yes, sure.
Yeah, Ms. Wang, first of all, thank you very much for your efforts in sharing your experience with the business trees. I'm also a student of business trees. One quick question. When you try to measure the benefits through financial value MPV, okay,
yes.
Do you consider when it comes to network and considering the technological integration, you must be always on the lookout of new technology and better technology and so on, right? So do you measure the benefit in terms of the speed or the data, you know, the bandwidth? How do you try to measure it? I mean, what was the benefit before changing and what is the benefit after changing? So just I'm curious to know.
Oh, and for this question, I also consider, because this is our first draft for the MPV. Because just like Valeri just mentioned, because some parameter is not it's not calculable. So I'm also consider to make a little bit change about it, because like financial value, like you just mentioned, we have to like make a comparison, like before what is their financial, and after then it is improved or not. So this one I will consider.
Okay.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you, Valeri.
Okay,
Thanks.
welcome. Ladies and gentlemen, any more questions, please? Okay, there is a question from Lixin Wang, I see in the chat. Usually an S-curve, the vertical axis is a certain specific MPV. Which MPV will be in your S-curve?
Yes, that's a good question. Like previously I also asked about the master, like they told me that each MPV had its own S-curve. And for now, for this S-curve I was introduced is for like the the overview of the bond global funds. It's not specific for the exactly which MPV, but after I discuss with them, I think when we really do the project, I think I will ask which is the really important MPV for the firms, and then I will do the S-curve analysis for that MPV. Thank you.
Okay, welcome. I just wanted to add that to Mr. Lixin Wang,
Yes.
that in case when we don't have a specific MPV, right, then we look at the market price of the company, right? And it's a very good universal indicator of current state of the art of the company. So the share price of the company, for example, or value price, market value.
How to balance the HS curve. That's why I said we need to see how this one is really implement in the really business environment. So maybe I will ask the owner or the entrepreneur, them help me to select MPV. Maybe they will give me more suggestions, and I will just choose maybe some MPV to do the S-curve analysis.
Miss Wang, have you ever worked with value conflict mapping?
Sorry, so may I beg your pardon? I didn't get you.
Have you ever met the tool that is called VCM, value conflict mapping?
Oh, this one I'm not. I don't know. Sorry.
Okay. So it is the tool that is started at level 3 of business trees, and I assume it is not yet translated, right?
Right, Dmitry.
Valeri.
Yes.
Okay. So we will definitely have something to add to your research later. Maybe you might want to contact our Center of Excellence.
Yes, I think it will be good. I think,
yes.
Mr. Wang, you can contact the Center of Excellence. Dmitry is heading it, and have a good discussion.
Wow, thank you so much. Actually, our this topic is still progressing. So I'm always like welcome anyone is interested in this topic. So please join us. Thank you so much. Thank you, everyone.
Okay, thank you, Ms. Wang, and your presentation was very good. Okay, let's go to the next speaker, and I see that Anton is here. Anton.
Hello.
Hello, Anton. The podium is yours, please.
Thank you very much. I'm really sorry because I mixed up my time today. Second. Так. Do you see my screen?
Yes. Please okay. Go ahead.
My presentation is about systematic prescription of the working place with functional workplace, and I would to show this subject with this case about prescription of the head of sales department with functional analysis. First, the problem. The head of the sales department does not fulfill sales plan of the sales department. It's usual situation. Unfortunately, sometimes it happens. With the intervention of the director, the situation improves. It's not so big company, and the director is with operational functions. Sometimes she, it was a woman, she helped to her employee. When the director lets go of the situation, sales fall again. The head of the sales department is fired. But did you manage to correct the situation? The question, did your situation was corrected? No, certainly no, because it was a systematic problem. It was not problem with personality. It was a systematic problem. First, we checked where the bottleneck was in the company, and we used the tool impact mapping. Impact mapping is the tool used by IT companies, and sometimes we use this tool because it shows the whole image of the situation of the company, and the impact mapping was done. What is the impact mapping? Impact mapping is a lightweight collaborative planning technique for teams that want to make a big impact with software products. Impact maps help delivery teams and stakeholders visualize roadmaps, explain how deliverables connect to user needs, and communicate how user outcomes relate to high-level organization goals. Impact mapping is the tool with 4 stages. The first stages, there are goals, and the question is why. The other stage is the list of actors. The question is who. The next stage of this tool is impact, hypothesis or impact of this problem. And the question is how. And finally, there are some tasks to improve the situation. And the question is what. We used this tool to have an image of this company, of this problem, and we identified some problem places with the work of head of sales department. But the simple question, the head of sales department was fired, and no problem. But the problem is in the place. Why? Because this problem is not about personality. This problem is about structure. This problem is about low resources in this working place. And sometimes when we study companies' problems, we use the scheme of Georgy Shidrovitsky. Second scheme of structure. Firstly, we have to analyze process. After that, we have to analyze functional structure. After that, we have to analyze morphological structure. And finally, you can analyze personalities. And because we had not a personality problem, but we had structure problem, we had systematic problem, we choose the functional structure. And that is why we started to make functional analysis to restore some function of the working place of head of sales department to show the whole image of this working place with resources to build the work to be done. And firstly, we spent the component analysis, and we described the working place with subsystems. For example, CRM system, sales plan, customer base, sales technologies, sales standards of this company, and standards of interaction with the marketing service. And after that, we described super systems with this working place. For example, experienced salesperson newly hired, marketing, category A clients, key accounts, category B clients, category C clients, technical department, a recruitment department. There are some places around the working place of the head of sales department. After that, we tried to build the functional model, and you should see this functional model. This functional model is 31 functions, and one functions was general function. We analyzed these functions, the first column. After that, we weight these functions with importance of the work of head of sales departments. We analyzed the type of this function, and we match these functions with code PAE of Adidas, because we tried not only to rebuild this working place, but also we tried to describe this working place about abilities of potential head of sales department to hire him. And after that, we estimated every function, and we analyzed how these functions were used in this working place in this company. And we had a big functional model with 32 functions, and we analyzed how the functions were used in this company, this working place. And after that, we had this result. As a result, 22 measures have been developed that need to be implemented to provide the head of the sales department workplace with the required resources. During the analysis, it was returned that how the company has fully implemented 10 measures from among the proposed measures. 4 measures have been partially implemented, and 8 measures have not been implemented completely. Based on the results of the analysis, 12 organizational and managerial tasks were set. which were completed before the hiring of a new head of the sales department. A top-level competence portrait of the head of the sales department was determined, optimal for hiring in this company considering the current situation. In general, I think the functional analysis is the very, very good tool to rebuild working places. I showed this tool, this working place, all the head of the sales department in the company, but you could use this tool to investigate any working places with functions, and this tool could show which functions are used now in company, are used good or not good, and some functions are didn't use now. That is why this working place is not have enough resources for the person who was hired in this working place could have a good work. Yes. I think it's very interesting implementation of functional analysis, and and sometimes we use functional analysis like it to build working places in companies. Thank you very much, Felix.
Thank you very much, Anton. I have a question, probably a couple of questions, but anyway, let's start with the first one. When you do function analysis, it is clear that it is very similar to TRIZ function analysis.
Yes, TRIZ functional analysis, certainly.
Yes, but you identified some functions thanks to their importance. But did you identify the level of efficiency of the functions? Is it a harmful function? Is it an insufficient function or excessive function?
Certainly. 1 second. Yes.
Because I didn't see them.
You could see type of functions, general, main, auxiliary, additional, and this third column, fourth column, main, auxiliary, additional.
Yeah, but this is hierarchy of functions. I'm asking about the type of function.
Yes.
I mean, harmful function.
Harmful function. You could identify some harmful functions.
Because I'm sorry, I'm interrupting.
Yes, certainly you could. You could. Yes.
When you're looking at the reasons of failure, of something, and you definitely deal with the problem of failure, then I guess harmful functions are of a high importance.
But in this case, when we built a functional model, we didn't. We saw that harmful functions not so important in this project. But I agree with you that in some projects you could identify some harmful functions, certainly. Yes, I see. Certainly.
And just a small question: what is morphology in your opinion?
Morphology? It's very difficult to explain in English. for example, you have experience, you have some knowledge, you have some competencies, etc., etc. And if you have some knowledge, competence, etc., with some connections, to have these resources useful to your work, it's morphology.
Okay. Okay, thank you very much. Thank you. Oh, okay, it's enough for this conference, for this type of event. Okay. Okay, I finished with my questions. Others, people, you have any questions? Okay. Lexin One asks, is the definition of function in non-technical trees same with the technical trees? Master in CRM is a subsystem instead of component. Subsystem,
Okay.
yeah, with a component of super system. Okay, you understand?
It's business trees. It's business trees, yes. That is why you don't have only material components.
Yeah.
It's because you try to rebuild working place, and you should to have in view some points, non-materials like CRM system, like standards, etc., etc. It's obligatory. It's obligatory because if you don't have the components like it, you couldn't rebuild this working place. It's a business trees.
But in general, answering to Lexin 1, that definition of function in non-technical trees and in technical trees are almost the same, I would say that the main definition of a function is the same. The only difference is in a type of function, because in a non-technical trees or business trees, by the way, we are not talking about non-technical, because non-technical means also sociological, it means political and other things which don't work with trees, you know. It's a different thinking framework. But business and technology versions of trees, they have almost identical definitions and tools. That's why you can say that, yes, the definition of function is the same.
I'm sure that it's obligatory to identify non-technical elements, non-technical components to build right functional model in the business system. I'm sure.
Okay. Okay. Thank you. Any other questions? Okay, if there are no... oh,
Sorry, I have one question.
yes.
Very quick one.
Yes, okay.
Hi, sir, just because from your slide, and we can see that you really do this one in a company. So I want to ask, when you do the function analyze in the sales department, so what is the biggest problem when you're using this one in the firms?
Biggest, not one biggest. It was the system of 12 problems. It was the 12 function that there are no means to have perfectly this work. It wasn't one of the problem. It was a system of problems.
Oh, okay, I see. So what kind of system problems? Just give us one example. Thank you so much.
1 second. Customer category, full stuff. For example, the composite, the sales plan by sellers, by products, by region, by customers. The one I didn't remember all, because it was quite there are some time passed. For example, motivate no. Yes, one of the very big problem. Control the implementation of the strategy for working with client category A and B. It was really the big problem. And there were 12 of them.
Anton, when you say it's a big problem, was it the poor control? Was it a harmful function? Was it a useful function? What exactly was the type of the interaction within this function?
Type of interaction?
Yeah. So the function could be one of different kinds. So, for example, it is harmful, it is poorly controlled, it is useful. So, which one was that? So, when you say it's a big problem, why? Because it was poorly controlled, or was it harmful, for example?
I said that in this case we didn't identify harmful function because there were a lot of problems with useful function, and in this study because in this study via my experience in sales I didn't have necessity to identify harmful functions with my experience only in this case. Not with methodology of TRIZ, but with my experience.
Okay.
Did I respond to your question?
Yeah. Sorry, I was on mute. Yeah, sure. Thanks. Yeah, understood.
Okay.
Okay, Anton, there is another question from Temesgen Getashev. For technical trees, we have the patent database for information as a source. What could we have for business trees?
We have the patent database. What could we have for business trees? It's very difficult question, really.
I can probably, sorry that I'm interrupting you. I can say that my experience, because I've been working on that topic over 20 years, I'm using the cases. The cases from the literature. And
cases and experience.
And experience, yes, that's right.
Yes. There are no so fine, so thin materials like patents. There are no. Yes.
By the way, you shouldn't believe patents too. Because we know from practice that only 2% of patents are implementable. So,
yeah.
Unfortunately, many patents are science fiction.
Yes, but all of business case were implemented.
Yes, but business cases are more trustable, I would say.
Yes, you're right.
Okay, Anton, thank you very much for your presentation,
Thank you very much.
for your answers. Okay, let's have a look at our agenda. And the next presentation will be done by Wenfu and Han Bing. And the title of presentation is Transformation of Manufacturing Enterprises Based on Contradiction Resolution Strategy in Upgrading. Mr. Han Bin, are you with us? I hope you are with us. Or Wenfu?
All right. Dr. Wang, can you share your screen?
Let me try it. There's something wrong with my computer, so I have to use my phone.
Thank you very much.
Hopefully it works.
How to share the PPT?
Here is a button at the bottom of Zoom,
Mm-hmm.
or Alt plus S, Alt with S. You can try.
You see, screen. No. Sorry. Maybe I can ask Mr. Hanbin to help me to open the PPT. Let me try
Okay,
this.
I will,
Is
I
that
will
okay?
Okay.
Okay, can you see my screen?
Yes. Yes.
Yes, I can see.
Okay.
I can see the
Okay.
screen. I can see the PPT.
Okay, please.
Is that
Okay,
okay?
Dr. Wang, you can start.
Do you see here be clearly? Okay, good night. My dear Chairman Souchkov and Ms. Hanbin, and all the people, the exporter in TRIZ. And this is my first time to share my research about TRIZ in the transformation in the traditional enterprises. And the name of my report is Research on Transformation Conflict of Manufacturing Enterprises based on Contradiction Revolutionary Strategy. Reporter, School of Economics and Management, Hebei University of Economics and Business. And this is a comment. Here we share 5 items: the research background, studied problem, research method, research conclusion, and enlightenment. First is about the research background, changes in demand in global markets. With the adjustment of the global economic structure and the diversification of consumer demand, the manufacturing industry is facing a more complex and changeable market environment. Traditional large-scale and standard production methods have been unable to meet the market demand for personalized and high-quality products. And the next is about research background, pressure of technology progress, and industrial upgrading. The rapid development of emerging technologies such as intelligent manufacturing, Internet of Things, big data, etc., provides new opportunities for the transformation and upgrading of the manufacturing industry, but also brings the pressure of technology upgrading. Enterprises need to continuously invest in R&D and upgrade the technical level to meet the needs of the industrial upgrading. And the next background is about resources and the environment constraints. With the increasing shortage of resources and the increasingly prominently environmental problems, the manufacturing industry is facing changes such as low resources utilization, efficiency, and the serious environmental pollution and the development process. Enterprises need to strengthen the resource conservation and environmental protection to promote green and low carbon development. the changes in the pattern of international competition and cooperation. Under the background of globalization, the international competition of manufacturing industry is becoming increasingly fierce. At the same time, with the changes of international trade environment and establishment of the regional cooperation mechanism, the pattern of international cooperation and competition in manufacturing industry is also upgrading. Profound changes enterprises need to strengthen the international cooperation and enhance their competitiveness. The national policy guidance and support. With the judgment of the global economic structure and the diversification of consumer demand, the manufacturing industry is facing a more complex and changeable market environment. Traditional large-scale and standard production methods have been unable to meet the market demand for personalized and high-quality products. The background of the conflict of manufacturing transformation in the joint action of manufacturers, the third industrial revolution represented by Industry 4.0, a new round of international industry and the capital transfer. China's economy and China's enterprises are facing the dual challenges of Western developed and developing countries. And the transform and upgrading of manufacturing enterprises have a sustainable impact. China's economy as a whole is still at the low end of the global value chain, and its international competitiveness is weak. The data of McKinsey World Reform, a consulting firm, shows that 75 to 80% of the company have failed in transformation. Only 10% have not changed, and only 10 to 15% have succeeded in transformation. Conflict between the technology introduction and the destination and absorption. In the process of transformation, manufacturing enterprises often introduce advanced technology and equipment. However, introduction technology does not mean that it can be immediately transformed into productive forces. The process of digesting and shortage and other problems, which will hinder the transformation process. And the conflict between traditional management and the modern management is the traditional management mode. The manufacturing industry often pays attention to scale efficiency and cost control. The modern management concept emphasizes innovation-driven, customer-oriented, and flexible response to the market changes. This change of management concept requires enterprises to make a comprehensive change from organizational structure, process design, to employee thinking mode, and may encounter great resistance and conflict in the process. Conflict between technology introduction and design and absorption. In the process of transformation, manufacturing enterprises often need to introduce the technology in the process of transformation. The interest of different departments and the conflict. For example, the R&D department may want to invest more resources in technological innovation, while the production department may pay more attention to cost control and production efficiency. If this conflict of interest is not properly resolved, it will seriously affect the smooth transaction. Enterprises may need to adjust the staff structure and optimize the allocation of human resources, which may touch the interest of some employees. If it is not handled properly, it will lead to employees' dissatisfaction and resistance, and even lead to brain drain. In the process of transaction and manufacturing enterprises need a lot of resources, including capital, technology, and talents. However, these resources are often limited, and enterprises need to achieve the greatest transformation benefits under the limited resources. With the content changes of market demand, manufacturing enterprises need to constantly adjust the product position to meet market demand. However, this adjustment may conflict with the traditional advantages of enterprises, which requires enterprises to make a balance between maintaining the existing market position and opening up new markets. With the increasing awareness of environmental protection, manufacturing enterprises need to pay more attention to environmental production and reduce pollution emissions. However, the improvement of environment production requirements may increasing the production cost and operation difficulty of enterprises, which conflicts with the goal of transformation and upgrading. That's the reason for choosing TRIZ. TRIZ is a knowledge-based and people-oriented system methodology for solving invention problems. The complete matrix is one of the tools with high frequency, good effect, and easy operation in the TRIZ theory. Based on TRIZ method, problem-driven management method, and conflict management theory from the perspective of conflict resolution using the methods of literature review and grounding theory. This paper abstracts, induce, and deduce various problems may be encountered in the process of transformation and upgrading in enterprises under the new normal and management parameters constructs a management conflict matrix and screen out a pair of general solutions to resolve conflicts. Firstly, a set of scientific methods of securing management parameters and conflict resolution strategies are given, which lays the research foundation for applying TRIZ to solve management problems in a wider field in the future, provides a new research paradigm. The second is to constructure the management conflict matrix of enterprises transformation and upgrading, and give the general strategy solution to resolve each pair of conflicts, thus forming the management complex matrix in the process of enterprises transformation and upgrading, and provide an effective how to ensure the effectiveness and the probability of selected management parameters and management conflicts resolution strategies. Offering and combine method from the problems that may be encountered in the process of enterprise transformation and upgrading. They are summarized and deduced into management parameters, abstracts the idea, theories, terms, management, objective, goals, etc., appearing in the literature and elements, and selects the management parameter from the elements. And the case study method take the typical domestic and foreign enterprises cases that have successfully achieved transformation and upgrading and research subject, and use the standard case study method to screen management parameters, including strategic solutions. Question survey and interview taking manufacturing enterprises in the process of transformation and upgrading, and considering how to transform and upgrade and the research object. The management parameters are abstracted and summarized by field observation and interview according to the coding procedures. This is the supplement and amendment to the first and the second method. Here is the process of TRIZ and how to solve the problem. The principles and the sources of parameter filtering. One, principles, purpose, effectiveness, and conflict. And the second, source, classic management theory, enterprise case list, top periodical literature. And then we make inspection of management parameters. The 5 values of variance test of internal characters, industrial environment, and external environment of enterprises are all high, and they are all positive numbers, and the significance is less than 0.05, which shows that there are significant differences among the parameters groups, and the parameters are comparable. And the 3 expert method, the satisfaction degree of the 37 management conflict parameters reached the 0.948. And the last depend on the conflict parameters, and we get a schematic diagram of conflict resolution matrix for transformation and upgrading. Next page. And here are some characters and innovation. In such a perspective, combine TRIZ with strategic management theory to solve the transformation contradiction of manufacturing enterprises. The conflict resolution matrix of transformation and upgrading is constructed. Innovation in theoretical framework, taking TRIZ as a powerful tool to solve the conflict problem in the management field, may form a new research paradigm and help to rapidly widely applied TRIZ to the research direction in the management. The research prospect the consistency between technical system and management system is the logical basis for applying TRIZ to management field. When TRIZ is applied to the management field to solve the management innovation problems, there are three major trends.
Oops.
Okay. The first scope of application in the management field will become wider and wider. The integration of various tools and methods. Initially, from a management conflict matrix that fully covers the management innovation problem and the corresponding solutions, as well as related results. Thank you for listening, and welcome and your correction. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much for your presentation. And my first question is, okay, you constructed a matrix for solving management conflicts in the area of transforming and upgrading of manufacturing enterprises. This is a very good work. I really appreciate it, and I'm sure there are others as well. My question is, okay, you identified the conflicts, but how do you identify which inventive principles correspond to each identified conflict? How did you do the research on investigating what numbers of principles fit in and what numbers of principles do not? Or you just copied the same principles from Altshuler matrix?
We identified the management conflicts is depend on three methods, and the first method is the question, make the question to all the enterprises, and the second method is to make the interview with the boss, with the worker, and with the management in the enterprises. Mm-hmm. And the third method is we invite some expert. Maybe they are in the field of production, and maybe they are the teacher in the high school, and maybe they are know something about TRIZ, something like that. And we make maybe 3 times to identify and what is the key elements we can make sure which one is the management conflict, and the 1 time, and the 2nd time, and the 3rd time, and we call this about the expert method. 3 times later, we make sure and how many elements we called the conflict parameters, and then the next progress is to make sure the one parameters with another one have the conflict. But yes, almost 3 method, and 3 times we can do this work.
Okay, so that way you identified conflicts. But for instance, you have a conflict between standardization and supply chain, and what is the number of principal here? I mean, 3, 35. These are principles taken from Altshuler matrix.
Supply chain.
No, I mean that principles, inventive principles which stand here, 3, 35, 31. These are inventive principles from Altshuler matrix. That's my question.
Supply chain. The 36 supply chain.
No. I ask, what are these principles? Where you get them? They correspond to Altshuler matrix. 31, 35, 3.
Valeri,
Determines.
Yeah.
may I have a supplement?
Yeah, sure.
In fact, yes, for this version of matrix, we just have use Schur's matrix for our reference. But later, we want to finish it and polish it by IBT new inventive principles.
Okay,
Yes.
thank you very much. That's a right
Yes.
answer. Thank you very much.
In fact, now this mode we have also referred Dr. Andrew Kurin's mode. Maybe you are very familiar for it.
Yeah.
But his matrix has not finished it until now.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, Mr. Hanbin.
Yes, thank you, Hanbin, for your supplement. Okay, any other questions?
Valerie, I have one.
Yes, please.
Yeah, first of all, thank you both the gentlemen for this presentation, and it was really a good overview of the reality today, which manufacturing units are facing, and then maybe how to resolve those problems or how to address those problems by trees. That is a good example. One point for understanding, that way you please take it. In this same matrix, what we are seeing on the screen, say on the left side, there is a profitability element, suppose that is to be improved, and another parameter which is deteriorating parameter. Say, let's look at the supply chain. So it's showing two principles, use of two principles, 35 and 38. Okay. And if we look in another perspective, that is profitability in the fourth column and the supply chain in the second last row, if we look at that combination, we are seeing that 13, 29 and 3. So just for my sake of understanding, that here we are looking at two possibilities. One parameter is deteriorating, one is improving, and vice versa for these two elements. And where we are seeing that the principles, set of principles are different. So I could not understand that fully. So maybe quickly, if it is possible to reply. Valerie, I hope my question is...
Yeah, you are asking, let me clarify. You are asking that matrix is not symmetrical. Am I correct?
Yes.
Yeah.
Means whether those principles are so distinct, even though we are looking at the same parameters in a reverse way, let's say.
Yes, I can answer it because I know the answer. Yes, if something you want to improve and something degrades, then vice versa operation doesn't work in the same way. So if you want to improve profitability but supply chain degrades, it means that the best solutions are not the same as when you want to improve supply chain and profitability degrades.
Okay. But in few cases, those are same. So I mean, it may or may not.
Yes, exactly.
Okay. Thank you, Valerie. Thank you.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for your attention, for your participants. And I propose that we take a short break. We are 8 minutes late. Let's make it for 15 minutes break, and at 3 o'clock at set time, of course, in 15 minutes we are restoring. Okay?
Okay. Thank you.
Let's have a
Thank
break
you, sir.
for 15 minutes. Okay. On recording.
Very nice.
Thank you. Thanks so much.
So during the initial research, we extensively analyzed the literature about resources by written by TRIZ masters and leading practitioners. Their works share a common approach to the study and search for resources based on the idea that the X element eliminates harmful effects while retaining the ability to perform useful actions. According to this approach, according to our approach, one should find the appropriate resources within the problematic system itself or in its close environment to ensure the function is performed with minimal costs. This is the old approach. Unlike the traditional search approach for business resources, our work proposes an alternative method. It consists of two steps. First, the property of the resource that most fully accomplishes the business task with minimal cost is determined, and then a search or creation of the resource based on this defined property. We tested the proposed method on a real business case of a private cardiology center. The testing showed the method's effectiveness in identifying hidden latent resources and the possibility of using them to achieve the medical center's business goal. However, the practical application also revealed certain limitation in the method. We plan to overcome the identified limitation and areas requiring refinement in further environment, especially with ideating business resources with the client and overcoming psychological inertia. So let's talk about definitions. A business resource property is a fundamental characteristic that defines its ability to solve a business task or problem or its potential to achieve a business goal. This is a definition of business resource property. And we developed a catalog of 50 business resource properties, each explained to significantly reduce the time and effort required to find ideas for the ideal business solutions. So the catalog helps to select from a list the key resource property that best addresses a business's task. Then we perform a tailored search or creation of a resource based on this defined property. And what is ideal business resource? It is an existing or created resource that solves a business problem or achieves a business goal with the maximum efficacy and minimal cost. So as well, we also developed a business resource group catalog designed to be used together with the business resource property catalog. So we designed and developed two kinds of catalogs.
Wait, Askar,
Oh,
have you switched to the next slide, to the slide
yes.
6? Yeah, okay.
This is the business property resource properties catalog, and the amount are 15 of them. And the second one is the business resource group catalog. I will show you later, but beforehand, I want to show you this and the idiom of ideal business resource. So it is an existing or created resource that solves a business problem or achieves a business goal with maximum efficiency and minimal cost. Criteria for business resource ideality is maximum solution of business task at a minimum financial cost. It is defined through the ideality quadrant. So the ideality quadrant is a tool for visualizing and evaluating the effectiveness of business resources. It provides clear representation of the relationship between the completeness of business goal attainment and the level of financial expenditure. So here it is. So the quadrant has 4 sectors. As we can see, the ideal sector is left up, which is complete solution or goal fit with low cost is the ideal sector. The second one is complete solution or goal fit with high costs. The third one is incomplete solution or goal fit with low cost. And the fourth one is incomplete solution or goal fit with high costs. So we use the word solution just for simplicity, but it can also be goal fit, especially when we deal with business. So below, as you can see, this is a resource group catalog designed to be used together with business resource property catalog. By structuring the areas of search, it is significantly optimizing the research for business resources, its companies in the company system and super system. So the main objective is to find the ideal business resource or create it. Let's talk about methodology. Below, we have 2 algorithms of work with business resource that we tested. First one is the search for resources in the business system, its subsystems, super system, and external environment. And the second one is creation of new business resources in case previously discovered resources are insufficient or missing. This is accomplished through morphological analysis, a systematic review of found resource in the business system, super system, and external environment, enumerating the combinations and selecting the optimal combination to create a new resource. So, ladies and gentlemen, let me give the floor to my colleague Dmitry. He will explain step by step how this method works. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Hi everyone, thanks Askar. So we will be rolling pretty fast. There is a lot of content. So the next slide is minimal.
You don't need to rush because we have one presentation missing. So
okay, fine, cool. So minimal complete business, Askar. Minimal complete business system. It's the hopefully you have seen it before. If not, it is in publication of Valeri, and it is taught on the second level of business trees. So join and learn. This is the system that was designed to have like all the components that are important for the functioning of business listed. We will be returning to mentioning this over and over again, but currently it's our main method of describing the systems. Askar, next slide, please. So we started with figuring out what we are dealing with in this case, and usually TRIZ is perceived as a business problem or problem-solving method. While we are taught at level 3 and further that actually it's not exactly the case. With business trees, we are focusing quite often on developing the business to its goals, and it's not necessarily might include the problem at the first stage of analysis. So here is the definition where we are saying that problem is a problem and goal is the smart goal that is no different from any definition you might meet anywhere else. And we think that business resources act as tools or means to reach this goal. Okay, Askar, next one, please. Okay, so when we started to work with case with the client, we were trying to understand what they want from us, and they didn't come with a problem. So we decided, okay, let's see what is their goal, and their goal was to have the. So it's a private cardiology center. The goal was to have one of their departments, the 24-hour inpatient hospital, to be filled with patients all year. It's 35 days because 340 days because they need some days to have the maintenance work. So 340 it's the goal, and all the beds in this 24-hour inpatient hospital should be filled in. Okay, Askar, next one. We started with this minimal complete business system, and you see this is our depiction of that when we are doing this and those analysis on canvas. In red you can see the missing parts. So one important note here is that a minimal complete business system was never meant or never designed to actually describe the subsystem. And when we made the first analysis, like first approach to the client, we described the whole business. Then we realized, okay, it will not help us to accomplish their goal, and we defined the subsystem that was interesting and important to accomplish the goal. It was the system of attracting patients to this 24-hour inpatient department. And we use the same approach. And what we understood is that when we are using this minimal complete business system description, sometimes we have missing parts in the system. In this, okay, we call it system because it is performing certain function, but we understand that this is a subsystem of the main business of the hospital. So we revealed that there are significant breaches in their system. And while at the moment we thought that it might be an issue, in reality it might be not, because we remember that in fact this way of description was never meant to be used for subsystems. Thus, it only becomes the issue when this missing part or missing system, missing component is missing both in this description and the main business description. Like, and then it becomes critical. So in this case, we actually revealed that they are missing those parts mentioned red, both in their subsystem, which is this system of attracting patients, and the main business. And here we want to note that, I'm sorry, can someone go on mute, please?
Wait, that's allow, please mute your screen.
Yeah. Okay, thanks. So what I was trying to say that it only becomes an issue when this component is missing both in this description and the main system description. And we revealed several components that were completely missing. Okay, Askar, next slide, please. The next step was to align the resources with the goal. So what we did was that we tried to discuss with the client and understand what are the properties needed to attain the goal that they want from the resources that they might have or might have access to. They stopped at reliability, cost, quality, and customer focus. This is very judgmental. Let's say in this case, we were not trying to push our opinion on the customer because, okay, for us, maybe it sounds different. They decided that this, from the list of qualities, of properties, they choose reliability, quality, and customer focus, and we went with that. After, next slide, please. And then we selected, we started to select the resources that might be actually possessing those properties. One thing that we noticed that actually 3 properties seems to be excessive. In fact, one property that could be considered critical is enough to start generating the ideas and looking for resources. We had 3, and it was very time-consuming further on. Another thing is that we started to look through the groups because it helps to focus the client on particular areas of resources, like on particular groups of the resources. The problem was that they identified only 8 types from 20, and that was definitely related to their inertia and lack of imagination, which is fine. We understand that all clients are different, but it was a very clear signal that the client is not fully using their imagination. Okay, next one. Okay, we can mention the types that were identified by client. It was human, psychological, temporal, spatial, media and expert, and educational. Also, one big step, and here you see it, it is the harmful effects, the harmful resources. So harmful resources was something that the client thought it is useful, and from the attempt to look better, attempt to be more fair, and attempt to be more humanistic, they tried to do some things in certain way, for example, for free. So imagine this, like in this particular case, they were hospitalizing patients in this 24-hour inpatient department for free, because some doctors were considering that the price for the other procedures is covering the costs for the hospital, and it is still profitable. Though, okay, from the ethical point of view, it might be ambiguous. From the business point of view, that was a clear loss. The business wasn't receiving the additional revenue for that, and from the point of view of the analysis, it was a harmful resource. Okay, so this is the result of our work. We are very sorry it is in Russian, because it was initially done in Russian, and the client is Kazakh, which is Russian speaking. The whole system that we are using is fully graphical, and it's quite difficult to translate. But just to give you a impression how the results look like. So we have different types of the resources. We have different business systems. We have super system. We have type of the resources again, and so on, because we had three different properties that we selected. Okay, next slide. Then we conducted a session with the client that was focused on the idea generation together with them. And what we did was the most interesting part probably for you, what was the pairwise combination of the different resources that we identified. And we asked the questions like, which resources could be enhanced, which resources can we combine, and can we create or attract a new resource in this area or with this property. This is where we had a huge problem with the client. We found that the client's inertia has a absolutely immense impact on the idea generation. As you can imagine, the administrators we were working with are aged, and they are focused on their business mostly, and they are not very interested in like creative idea generation. And we face the problem of unpacking those ideas that they generate. So it took us a serious effort to work with them. And what was the result, Askar? Can you please? Oskar. Yeah. So sorry, this is in Russian again. So on the left there is a resources of super system, in the middle resources of the system, and on the right, red, it's harmful resources. We don't need to go deep into details, but this is the classification that we used. Next slide. And this is the result of this idea generation session. We found that, okay, if we combine several resources, they actually give certain ideas to them. But it was not something that we would deem as a serious result for us, for like TRIZ enhanced people. So next slide. We had a separate session between ourselves and generated additional ideas based on the knowledge that we had about the clinic and from our background, understanding like what they're actually dealing with. So here we did some, let's say, homework and prepared additional ideas for the client. Next slide. And then we used this tool that Askar mentioned. This is the ideality quadrant. It helped us to actually categorize the ideas. From those that we have here, so as Askar mentioned, the top left is the fully fulfilling the promise and low cost. The right top one, it's the fully fulfilling the promise and high cost, and bottom ones are clearly the poorly fulfilling the promise and high cost and low cost and high cost correspondingly. As you can see from those ideas, in reality, not many were selected. So 3 ideas were considered as great and fully fulfill the needs of the business and aligning with the goal. In the middle, in this circle, we have some ideas that the client at the moment was not able to evaluate because they just didn't know. This is like something for them to do in the future. For us, the most important part, they understood how to evaluate from the ideality point of view. And we're able to have this list of ideas that they can refer after they implement those 3 that they selected initially. And they actually took those 3 on the left into the realization. So they started to realize them, and we're expecting to hear from them about their success on this route. Next slide. So what we have as a conclusion, we have the idea that to attain certain business goal using the resources, it's important to figure out what resource properties are needed to actually get this result. Another thing, and that was a big one, we have the significant psychological inertia from the customer. And none of those people we were talking with was not smart. All of them are high-level individuals in the business and actually pretty smart. The problem is that they were operating within the borders of their routine thinking. And the third note is that if we don't have people that understand how much it costs to implement the solution and is able to do the approximate evaluation throughout the ideation or actually inventoring session, it is difficult to understand how close the idea is to ideality. And next slide, please. Last but not least, this method was battle tested, so we know how it works, and we are working on the ways how to improve it. We found significant areas for improvement, and they are listed here. Let me unpack this real quick. So interview focus, the problem of having 50 properties when we are doing the search for the properties that are needed for the attainment of the goal, it's a lot. So basically people slip their attention and they forget what we are talking about. It requires multiple repetitions to get them back on track. So this is something we want to improve in the future, maybe from library usage method or grouping differently. But definitely this is something that requires improvement. Then optimize resource analysis. This is again something that is related to the huge catalog we have. Another thing about focus is that people do not always understand the difference between the subsystem we are analyzing and the main business system. So they are switching back and forth all the time. And though they give sometimes important pieces of information, it's still not what we expect to get throughout this session. We have an idea how to expand the resource list, because quite often we meet the situation when there are no resources they can think of, but their resources are available, let's say, in one handshake, very easily to them. They don't think about them. So we want to introduce some interview questions that will help them to start thinking in that direction. When we were using the ranking of the resources, we used the pairwise comparison method that Valeri actually introduced quite recently, and it is helpful in every situation when you need to do the ranking. The problem of this method is when you have 50 resources to do the pairwise comparison, it takes time and attention. So we need to be very careful doing that, though it takes almost no time compared to the rest of the procedure. Resource combination, we were doing by doing the pairwise combining, meaning two resources were combined. And we decided not to go further, but in reality, it is there is no such limitation as to combine two. You can combine three, you can combine multiple. Usually, at least in this case, we expected that this will not be understood by the customer because they had troubles using two. So if you have 2-3 resources to combine, it requires additional imagination power. There is a big direction we want to go in. It's the resource development, meaning when we are doing the initial evaluation of the resources, we are not evaluating at what stage of development they are. And it is really clear that each resource might be, let's say, developed, underdeveloped, and developed really well. And the potential of resource development, it's an interesting opportunity for us to use other TRIZ methods, like like revealing the contradiction between the current state of the resource and the future state of the resource when it is developed further, especially if we know that on the market there are companies that have those resources developed further. So in this case, we can offer the standard problem-solving techniques that will help the client to go in the development of their resource from current state to the future state. And this is fully related to competitor comparison, because nothing holds us from doing the same type of analysis, except for time and actual desire of the client. So nothing holds us from doing the comparison between this company and the companies that are more developed on the market in the same niche or in a similar niche. And there we can learn what resources do they have, and can we borrow from them resources, can we utilize their ideas, and so on. So that's an opportunity, and it's still in research how we are going to use it further. And the last thing here is the scoring of the ideas, because the ideas are generated in like natural form usually. And for us, it is difficult to put them in the quadrant because it's very, very, very subjective. To decrease slightly the subjectivity we can offer to evaluate each of the parameters, let's say the ideality and or the way how the resources fulfilling the promise, and the cost. And in this way, the quadrant will be easily done, not judgmentally by placing those circles there somewhere, but literally by charting it with whatever, with tool like Excel or something. Here it requires additional research because this scale is not existing and there are no clear definitions for this scale. Though I think it's not a big problem to solve for us. Okay, so that's it for the case and for our new methodology. If you have any questions, you're welcome.
Okay, Askar, Dmitry, thank you very much for your presentation. Can you give to audience at least an example of specific resource, specific property, and a solution obtained on the basis of these specific parameters?
Askar, will you pop it up, please?
Well, in terms of this case, we can see that we have 25 ideas here. And when we selected with the customer, which is only 3 So number 8, number 12, and 11.
Yeah.
So here is, let me check. Number 8 is our
support of the patients. If you want, I can just support of the patients from other regions, including the organization of the transfer, and to show this in the advertisement. They didn't realize that actually they are not promoting the idea of ability to stay in the hospital overnight, and this could be extended for several days. They were like not saying about this to anyone. 11 was, yeah, Askar, I can.
No,
I
you
can
complete.
So 11th was the problem of money. In Kazakhstan, it's quite easy to have the credit line for medical treatment, and they can pay with 0%, like in several payments. And it was not even understood by the client that they actually can use this opportunity. They didn't realize they can cover the costs and enable the patients to be hospitalized. The 12th was the collaboration with the corporate customers to do the cardio check and to do the cardio check for the personnel and to provide them with discounts or special offers. They didn't think about this.
Okay, thank you very much.
And as you can see, those ideas cost them 0.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah, they're on the top of the quadrant. Yeah, that's right. Okay. All right. Anyone else? Any questions? Because resources study is a very undeveloped area in TRIZ at all, both in technical and in business trees. That's why we put such a strong attention to developing this topic at this moment. And
sure. Can you pop out the can you pop out the or find the properties that were corresponding to the solution? I think it's not on the presentation.
No,
we have it on the main file.
This properties, the ability of the resource to consistently. Even this one.
Yeah, but I mean, we had the solutions, the ideas with listed properties. Okay, Maria. So in this case, it's definitely a customer focus. But in reality, what we are doing, we're trying to list for each resource several properties, from 3 to 5 properties that we can identify. So that, like, this is we're doing offline, not with the customer, because customer is thick. And if we find the properties that are matching the request, we are we're trying to utilize this resource.
Okay.
I hope I answered.
Yeah, very good. Okay, any more questions, please, from audience? And Maria asked, okay, you are answered already. Okay. Any other questions?
Okay, if there is no other question, we want to invite everyone who is on the call to collaborate with us. I'm proudly representing our Center of Excellence. Askar is one of the members, Valeri is another, and the presentation that comes after us, Nikolay and Svetlana, they're actually also members of the Center of Excellence. We want to promote the idea of trees, of business trees, and we want to develop the tools and apply them as soon as possible. So in fact, you see, this work was first tested on humans and then presented rather than being fully theoretical. And this is the approach we using. We design, we prototype, we test, and then we try to understand what went wrong. So this is our lesson learned.
So it is a theoretical approach instantly checked on practical cases with real customers, with real clients.
Right. Yes.
Okay. Okay. Thank you very much, Dmitry.
Thank you.
And we smoothly go to another presentation. And I invite Nikolay Kvasov with Svetlana Arakelyan. And the topic of presentation is using systematic analysis to improve key business parameters. Nikolay, are you with us?
Yes, I'm here.
Okay, very good. Please go.
Okay. Okay, can you see my screen?
Yes.
Okay,
Please go ahead.
nice. Yeah. Hello, everyone. Thank you very much for coming to this conference today. My name is Nikolay Kvasov, and Svetlana Arakelyan is my partner for this presentation, but she's not here today, so I will be presenting alone. So the goal of presentation is to show you how we applied our approach, like addressed approach for from business trees to real case of the client. And like Dmitry and Valeri mentioned, we are part of Center of Excellence. And our focus is on adaptation of business trees, tools and methods to diversity of real-world scenarios of the customer. So we already consulted several clients using this approach. And the last one of the clients, a small size technology integrator in Russia, approached us and asked how to increase amount and quality of leads coming to the company. So it was not very specific request, right? But anyways, our goal was to provide the client with solution in short period of time. So as you know, the client's request can be not well defined and not structured at all. And the good thing of TRIZ approach is it allows us to approach the request in systemic and step-by-step manner, focusing on each step. That makes process more bearable for the client, more manageable and straightforward. And what is really important is TRIZ approach does not require the consultants like us to become subject matter experts in unfamiliar domains to help the client. So what we did, we adapted the one of business trees instruments invented by Valeri and have built method to improve important key parameters of the client subsystem. So specifically, it's not whole company, but specific functions of the company. So In this presentation, I will present this method supported by real-world case. So we used actually the same approach on other client cases and gradually improved it over some months, I think. And in fact, after this case, we already improved and made some adjustments to our approach. And it's worth to mention that this result was achieved in 3 sessions, 1.5 hours each, and with very positive feedback from the client afterwards. Okay, so basically, our approach is actually structured, right? So first we do request analysis, then we do structuring, then we generate ideas, and do solution mapping to actually provide solution to the customer. So goal of request analysis is to extract relevant information to define subsystem and target parameters. So we started with organization mapping, right? So we need to understand what is the structure of the company, what actually they have, how each component of the company, which is like natural component of the company, like departments, fit and related to the request. So we learned that the client company has marketing, sales, and production departments, which are related to request to increase leads amount. So marketing department is focused on leads acquisition from marketing campaigns primarily, from internet. Sales department task is to receive the lead and sign the contract. And production department actually executes the contract. So of course, besides of that, they have management, they have other departments like HR, finance, and so on, but they are not so relevant. So we decided not to go and go deep with these departments. So then we do business process mapping. In this case, we want to understand as a next step how the business processes are related to the customer request. So again, it's a very high level research together with customer. So basically, marketing department acquires the lead and then transfer to sales, and then sales converts lead to client, and then production department actually executes the contract. What interesting is the owner who actually produce leads and gives the leads directly to sales department. So we mapped out these high-level processes. What is important to say, the sales gives feedback to the marketing department on the quality of leads, and the marketing department has to adjust marketing campaigns based on this. So actually, sales department actively involved into lead generation. And one more thing is quality of leads acquired by the owner is much higher than provided by the marketing. So the next step is to define subsystem, what actually we want to improve. So we need to define the boundaries of the system, the way to ensure that desired outcomes are achieved within the subsystem boundaries we define, right? So it can be defined differently, but it will be not complete subsystem in this case. So we used our subsystem output and all the departments who participate in this process. So actually, we defined marketing department, owner, and sales department as active participants of the lead generation subsystem. And actually, we decided not to go with specific marketing department, for example, improvement of marketing department. Our goal was to implement improvements in lead generation subsystem. So it's cross cross-department business system. Other cross-department business system can be like knowledge management, for example, risk management, sales system, and so on. So after we define the main participants of this lead generation subsystem, we wanted to define the parameters of improvement. So specifically, we asked the client what should be improved like significantly in lead generation subsystem 2. So they said, okay, we want boost number of qualified leads by 3 next year. Leads conversion to sales should be 50% in next 2 years, and positive return on marketing investments. Currently, it was negative. So basically, all the campaigns they run in internet cost more than business produced by leads they acquire. So that's not a good sign for marketing department. Okay, so next step is to create subsystem structure diagram. And actually what we did, we took a minimal complete business system model invented by Valeri again, and adjusted it to our needs. So as Valeri mentioned some time ago, this structure is related only to business as a whole, right? So it has customers, suppliers, value propositions, internal components, and components outside of the company, like in the super system. So our goal was to fit this idea, this approach, to structuring of business subsystem in the company. So what we did, we reorganized this diagram and added some additional parts. So basically, we added output and input. So what business system subsystem produce, right? And to whom it produce? To external clients and internal clients. External clients are outside of the company. Internal clients are inside of the company. So we also did inputs from the supplier, so we can clearly understand what the business subsystem receives as an input. Then we do our analysis. So the numbers on the components, it's order when we ask the client what the components in this specific part they have. So for example, output is a new lead, right? Output, who consumes the output? It's internal customers who are sales and production, and they actually don't have external customers, but if they have, we can say, okay, we have external customers. Then we see, okay, what is delivery subsystem? What is delivery mechanism? It was internal ERP. So what was the value proposition? Value proposition is quality, low, and informed leads, and so on. So basically, we talk about inputs then, we talk about suppliers, it's formal clients, marketing campaigns, and offline events, supply mechanics, websites, phone calls, and so on. Also, we defined key business processes, like marketing campaigns, optimization, monitoring, leads analysis, and so on. Assets and personnel, including growth and competencies like content management, CEO, marketing manager, and so on. And what is important here is value-adding mechanism, right? How to turn incoming requests for information to qualified lead. So in this case, it was internal expert information and content, success cases, and so on. And decision-making mechanism, such as metrics, tasks, owner, backlog, and so on. So when we map this structure, we go to the next step, is ideas generation. So the goal of this step is to create a list of ideas to improve target parameters selected on the previous steps. So how do we do this? We actually, for each target parameter, ask the question to the customer. What we need to change to add or to remove in current lead generation subsystem to achieve target parameters. And what is important here is to guide the client in his idea generation process to be focused on a specific target parameter when he answers the question. So he will not be talking about all other different scenarios in his head or the different possibilities and so on. So it should be focused on improvement of specific parameter and answer a specific question, like what we need to change in the system, what we need to add to the system, what we need to remove in the system. So it's very important for next steps. So next step is idea generation. Again, is how we formulate the ideas. So there's two specific formulas. First is to increase parameters, the parameter, we need to do this. Or the next formula is to increase parameter, we need to do this, but we have this obstacle. So, for example, we need to take part in more offline events, such as exhibition forums and so on. So it's Formula 1. Formula 2 is we need to test our marketing hypothesis regularly, but we don't have processes currently. So we need to increase parameter, we need to do this, but we don't have this. Or, for example, stop spending money on current marketing channels and find better channels, since current channels produce bad results. But it's not clear what channels are better and so on. So what's important to say is that bad part is a source of contradiction for further TRIZ analysis. Right? So from this bad, we can extract idea of contradiction, possible contradiction. And then we have solution mapping step. And the step is to refine ideas and map to tasks and plans. So basically, to do this, we kind of come up with this structure. So we need to put our ideas to refine it to tasks and put the task into one of 4 categories. So task for execution right now, task for align with other stakeholders within the company and execute, task to perform additional analysis and execute, and tasks to solve secondary inventive problems with TRIZ or other methodology where we as a TRIZ consultants can help them. So, and refining the ideas, I will not go deep into it, but refining ideas means to evaluate its attainability and readiness for execution, basically. So, in this case, after we review the ideas, the company decided not only focus on online marketing, but also try to expand their offline presence besides an owner. So they focused right now. They focused on internet marketing campaigns to attract leads. But now they said, okay, we want to expand our presence in the offline. So it's overall idea now. Some examples of tasks for execution. Participate in exhibitions more. And although the managers in the company are not ready as the owner, on this not on the same level, they will receive support from the company and the owner. So this was task for execution right now. Example of tasks to align with other stakeholders within the company. Define qualified leads parameters and change lead qualification methodology, and pull unqualified leads to qualified when utilizing the company internal experts. So they have this resource, they have this value generation mechanism. And actually, again, this task for execution. So it's not part of execution right now. They need to align with sales, they need to align with production departments, but they can start executing right now. Next type of task is to perform additional analysis and execute. So example of this task is to evaluate other suppliers and delivery channels and compare with current ones. So it will require some preliminary work, some analysis, and they can start doing right now. Right. And the last one is task to solve inventive problem. So the example of this is to increase company product line, but it's not clear if the investment will pay out and what new product should be developed. So in this case, you cannot execute it right now, but they can have another session with TRIZ consultants or with anyone else to clarify this task and to solve it. Here on the picture, actually, is the outcome of our work with the customer. So the tasks are clearly organized for them, and actually they start executing them next day after the consulting finished. So the final notes. Our approach is request analysis, structuring and idea generation, and solution mapping. So in request analysis, we have very important phases when we do organization mapping, business process mapping. We define subsystem within its actual boundaries and define target parameters. So as a bottom line, we spent 1.5 hour session with the client. We define clear and manageable process with them and come up with solution plan and received very good feedback. Okay, that's it. Thank you very much. If you have questions, please ask.
Thank you, Nikolay. Very interesting presentation. I have a question. You identified your title of presentation as defining key business parameters.
Yes.
Okay. So, could you shortly elaborate on this part?
Yes. So basically, the client approached to us with the request to increase leads. And what does it mean exactly, right? What obviously leads generation is a very important part of business. So what is it? What is this? How to define this? So to do this, we did this analysis I explained in presentation.
Yes, yes.
And defined 3 target parameters to improve.
Okay, so those were what you mean with the key business parameters.
Yes, yes, for improvement of this subsystem.
Actually, the goals to achieve, right?
The goals to achieve to improve these parameters.
Okay. Okay, thank you very much. Okay, anybody else? Questions? Before we go to that, so your basic idea is that you can represent any subsystem of your system, business system, as a business system, right? As a separate business system.
As a separate business system, that's correct.
Together with its super system, which can be other components of a business system or external environment.
The subsystem is part of the company. So basically, we see it as a subsystem of super system of the subsystem is a company.
But might it include other components outside of your company, main company?
Right now, we look only at external clients. For example, if the subsystem is a sales subsystem, the clients can be inside of the company and outside of the company. The clients, which means who actually consumes the outcome of the system.
You know, the example comes to me that there is a police department and there is a fire department. And I'm thinking, what system within police department might have as a component of supersystem a fire department?
Oh, it's a tricky question.
It just came to my mind instantly. So
it's possible technically because there are certain requests that might require involvement, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
What request?
So if you go to key processes analysis, it will be exactly like, okay, if we have the situation, the same will be with the paramedic or emergency department, right?
Right.
So if we have a police department and they have a case and they have a fire or explosion and they have casualties, they will be involving other departments, right? Or might not if it is some homicide.
Yeah, let me explain actually. What I discussed about boundaries of the subsystem we see. The results should be inside of the boundaries of the subsystem.
Yeah.
So when subsystem touches both police departments and fire department, the subsystem will take components from both departments to create a subsystem.
So that's what I ask. And what exactly a new system will have a component of a supersystem fire department? What exactly a system within the police department will have a component of supersystem fire department?
So we need to analyze this and build this subsystem because yes, it can span several.
Valeri,
yeah.
As we are practicing this, and actually we use it in our analysis, and thanks to Nikolay when he started to introduce this approach first, like initially. So in this case, the response is very simple. What component is? Component-wise, it's key processes. What process it will be? It's the request of support for additional department. That's like, and then it is outside. It is in super system for this particular system.
It is like an ancient Egyptian god, Hermes Trismegistus, yes, said, "What's inside exactly is what outside." So
he didn't know about the key processes and value addition mechanism.
Yes, okay.
Not only key
and
processes,
the methods of control.
Not only key processes, but actually outcome of subsystem work should be inside of the subsystem. So if it's outside, you need to expand this subsystem to include all the important components.
Of course. Interesting.
This is the part I missed actually because I was interrupted. But the borders of the system when we're describing the subsystem are completely judgmental to the analyst. So it's like where we decide. There are the borders. It's if it is helpful for our analysis, we can include fire department. If it is not, then we would rather not. And sometimes for simplicity we do that, right?
Yes, exactly. And not it's like do we want or we don't want, but the important thing is all the processes which relate to our request should be inbound of the subsystem. If it's outside the system, the subsystem is not defined, and then when you do generation of ideas and creating tasks, you don't have resources because the components outside of the system, and you actually will not generate good ideas because you don't have this information.
Okay, thank you very much. Others have questions? Anyone have questions?
Valeri, may I?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, Nikolay, it was a very good presentation.
Thank you. Thank you, Harsha.
Yeah. On the last slide where you mentioned the timing also which you spent on different activities, that was also very good to give us a perspective that how much efforts and time were put in. On the last point where you have said solution mapping, so the solution was suggested or given to the client. So can you just share that how much lead time the client took to implement the solution so that he could see the results, just on an average?
So actually, it's a very good question. So we reach out to the customer, and actually we received the written feedback. So like week after this. So basically, they started doing this next day.
Okay. Okay.
So the task for execution, actually, that's what you can do the next day after session ends. So, and also actually alignment with stakeholders and additional analysis. Right? You can start executing this task of analysis next day, right? And you can start an alignment with stakeholders next day again. So that's why we have very sound plan for the customer.
Yeah, because why I ask this, because the solution is concrete, it is reachable or executable, but sometimes in an organization, in a change management process, there is some resistance at certain points, which always we encounter in different environments. That's why I ask, what was the lead time of getting the results from the client?
Oh, right. We actually are lucky in this case because, like I said, it's small system integrator in Russia, and the owner of the company was part of this session. So actually, not a problem for them to start.
Okay. So immediately he could implement and get it done.
Yes,
Okay.
yes, exactly.
Thank you. Thank you very much, and all the best to you. Thank you, Nikolay.
Yeah, you're welcome. You're welcome.
Yeah, and all the best to you.
Valeri, do you have any other questions or should I stop sharing?
Sorry, my microphone was muted. So it seems there are no more questions. So Nikolay, Dmitry, thanks a lot. And I would like to announce a new presentation, the final presentation for today by Kirill Domkin.
Hello, everyone.
And it's titled Resource Analysis for Hidden Threat Identification for Non-Technical Cases. Please go ahead. What is yours?
Yes, and how can I demonstrate?
You're in Zoom, right? So yes. Share. You see the button share.
No.
No. It's in the bottom. It's green color.
No. Or can I send this presentation to you?
Yes, you can send me. There. Yeah, I will open it.
Okay. Yeah, just send it.
Okay, I'm checking it out. Not yet. It takes a while. Okay, it's coming. Yeah, it's here. Okay.
Thank you very much.
Okay, you will tell me, please, when to.
Next slide. Oh, yes. And I have 2 slides with animation.
Okay.
One click.
Okay, I will open the presentation. So. Okay. Does it show on the screen?
Yes, yes, yes.
Okay, very good. You can start.
So, resource analysis is for hidden threats identification in non-technical cases. So currently, the next slide, in TRIZ, there are two critical issues regarding resources. The first of one, and how to find the large number of resources. And then second one, how to extract hidden resources. So there is one gap in TRIZ regarding to verification of resources for their potential danger. But that danger they may hide in themselves. So the next slide, please. The idea. Next slide.
Yeah. I will just. Yeah.
So the idea was prompted by following maybe possibly a fictional story, which is published in Darwin Awards website. So the accident was when two men were in road trip. So the truck headlights malfunctioned. They found the reason, and the reason was the fuse was burnout. They found where which item to replace. So they found that one of them have a gun, and the bullet has the same parameters which can use it like a fuse. So, and I think you all of you should propose what happened. So after traveling approximately 20 miles, the bullet overheated, and shouted. So, and let's not go deep into the mental abilities, but let's speak about this situation from TRIZ position. The next slide. Whereas he likes him was offered by Nikolay Khomenko. So all TRIZ instruments work according to this scheme. So we have a problem with some kind of analytical instrument. We produce a problem model. After that, we produce abstract solution model. So solution model. And after that, we goes to real solution. The next slide, please. So this he likes him was developed a little bit by Nikolay Shpakovsky. Yes, and it
That's strange.
Multi-resource he likes him. So after abstract solution model, we are in a resource area. We should find resources and some kind of solution, so which correspond to each resources. And the next slide, back to our problem with fuses. So there was a problem. Fuse was burned out. So research source revealed an exciting resource, one bullet. So it has several attributes like dimensions and conductivity. They use dimensions which exact the fuse hole and conductivity. So these two parameters satisfied to solve this problem, but they didn't take an account some hidden threat what was in this resort this resort. So, and the next, please. So the idea and essence of invention solution to any problem is following: to make the best use of the most appropriate resources in the right place and the right time. So if they use this bullet like a fuse for maybe 100 meters or maybe 1 kilometer, not 20 kilometers, this resource could be right and without some hiding threats. So the next slide. And what is threat in TRIZ? And this is the terms by was given by Simon Litvin. So threat is negative effects, some kind of afterwards of these negative effects, or threat is a negative super effect. So the next slide. Yes, in TRIZ resources can be divided into some kind of groups, but type is substance, field, space, and time. And in social system like operator or stakeholder resources, and the degree of availability for usage. It's ready to use or requiring some modifications. So next, please. So I offer to check all resources for obvious dangerous factors like toxic, dangerous, long-term heat, flammable, etc. And next. So use size, time, cost operator. For example, how long we will use this solution for how many times. So will it be 1 week or 1 month or 10 years, etc. Next slide, please. And I would like to divide these risks in two ways. And one of them, risk testing of a final solution. And another one is testing the resource for unobvious risks. The next. So let's divide. First of all is statistic. So of course there are some statistics for each resources, how they behave in different situations. So the next. Next is some kind of safety factors. So here some developers calculated safety factors for safety, but here is one risk of overspending resources. We put some additional safety factors, it can be lead to overspending. The next. Some kind of precedent is some situations which not happened historically. Next one. Some project limitations. There are a lot of limitations. Some of them appears not in initial position, but during developing projects. Next. Some kind of specialized or professional intuition. It can be some experience which transformed from unconscious. So we should take it into account. If one very experienced specialist said that I see that this resource will do this or something will happen with this resource, we should take it into account. And the last one is some kind of black swans. According to the Nassim Taleb theory. And the next slide, some results. I offer use checklist from failure application analysis for this use size time cost operator, use conception of harmful system, and I think it's in non-technical or business system, this instrument should have greatest potential. So, and offering to prepare some kind of checklist for human resources, some kind of resources of operators, stakeholders for presence of hidden threats. So that's all what I would like to say about this topic. Ready to answer the questions.
Okay. All right. Okay. So you are looking for hidden threats, not obvious threats, but hidden threats.
Yes. Not obvious.
Yes, but you can also consider a timeline of a threat. It might be from the beginning, but it might appear, and it might be afterwards, right?
Yes.
So on a timeline, there can be 3 intervals in which the threat can be identified.
Yes.
Okay.
Thank you.
Just an idea.
Thank you for idea.
Yes, because I put everything. I like to put everything to a multidimensional space.
Yes, time size cost operator.
Yes, but time size cost operator. Do you think that only 3 parameters are enough?
I think no. So just time and cost, yes, but size can be other parameters.
Yes, because size, it's good for physical objects, but
not for
non-technical, definitely. Okay, all right. But maybe costs are good for technical, non-technical, for business applications.
Yes, cost is perfect for business business system.
I was wondering about time size cost operator because for technical problems it's so, but for business problems it's fine. It's fine. It's more suitable for non-technical, for business problems than for technical. All right, anyone? Do you have any more questions, please? No questions? Seems everything.
No, I have a question.
Okay.
Thank you for your presentation. And I'd like to ask about how this approach to implement business. Are there any opportunities or view?
So yes, now I'm trying to adapt this methodology for social system and for business system. Business system is a kind of social system because in business there are a lot of stakeholders, people. They have some relationship, not maybe sometimes not really public relationships. So they have a lot of hidden threats themselves.
I would say that business is a combination of social system plus financial system. Because you can definitely separate one from another.
Yes.
In fact, this is an interesting discussion because we are discussing TRIZ starting from technical systems initially, and we switched to business systems. And we already met the limitation of business systems that they are not rigid. So with technical systems, you can rely that there are like physical laws, that exist. There are structures that are very solid and rigid. And for trees, this is not a problem, this is an opportunity. The more contradictions we can identify in this rigid structure, the better. And actually, with business, it's similar concept as far as we discovered in the past months. We are having this currently ongoing discussion, like, is it fine to use trees for startups, for example, or it's better to apply it for the established businesses? When we switch to social systems or political systems, it will be even less rigid. And when there are no rules, it is difficult to apply trees approaches. And
well, I would say then there are no limitations, because rules are limits. Rules are limits.
Exactly.
Yes. Yeah.
And there are no limits. So it is by itself the TRIZ contradiction, right? So how to apply TRIZ approach where there are no limits. And that's an interesting direction of thought and interesting direction of research. So thank you for bringing this up. And if you want to collaborate on the topic of application of your ideas to different systems, please do not hesitate to reach out to us through Valeri or directly. Don't worry.
Yes. Yes, Kirill has level 4. Yes.
So that means that he fits our requirements, right?
Kirill, or you are master? I don't remember. Kirill?
He's on mute and on off screen.
I just disconnected.
Kirill, are you level 4 or you already defended a master of TRIZ?
No yet.
Okay, so it's coming.
But I'm planning to do this topic for 5 level.
Yeah, that would be good. That would be great.
Huge work for several years.
Yeah, definitely. I wish you good luck.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Kirill, for your presentation. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we finalized with today's schedule of presentations. And if you have any questions, please ask, considering the presentations. And I would like to have a little discussion afterwards, just to discuss the future of ABTA. In a very short way, of course, we cannot plan. As Kirill said, there are such things as black swans flying around, you know. So, but at least we can plan for a short future. Okay, I know that it's already late in China, so our Chinese guests are leaving, as far as I know. First of all, I would like to say that I personally spent a lot of time last couple of years on training, and I was completely engaged into training, so I devoted little time to IBTA and similar issues, but I promise to do it in future because I also was heavily involved with Matriz Official, as you know, when it spinned off from old Matriz, but now my involvement is less because I already tuned some things, so that's all right. So, gentlemen, do you have any, or ladies and gentlemen, sorry, do you have any ideas on what we can bring to IBTA in a short future? Please share if you have.
Well, thank you very much, Valeri. And I think it will be very useful to make such conferences with our colleague from IBTA over the world. So maybe to arrange the meetings once 3 months or half a year to have discussion about cases or approaches or topics. It will be very useful for us. Thank you.
Okay, very good. And I also would like to enhance such activity as done in China by our Chinese members who created their own conference and their own community, and there they have 6 persons participating in a BTA. So for our regional representatives, I would like to stress on doing more promotional stuff. I mean, of course, through the training, it's best, but also through the information about TRIZ, about some activities and so on. And also would be great to have such local events as in China. It's not difficult. I mean, so when you have gatherings of local business TRIZ communities, that's most important activity for contributing to the common goal. Yes, so don't lose contact with your colleagues. Yes, especially in your regions. I mean, of course, regions, there are big regions. For instance, we are completely missing people from America for some reason. But it's also in technical TRIZ, the same story. I don't know. Well, I know the reasons why, but anyway. But I say that there is a big future. I would say that looking at recent interest in business TRIZ, it is really growing. It is really growing because you can see that a number of certified people is really growing, and at all 3 levels. I also would like to people to have in regions at least 2 levels of certification. Yeah, because 3 levels may be too high, but 2 levels are very good. And of course, put a stress on research on TRIZ, business TRIZ. It's very nice that it happens. It is happening, and it's going on. Well, I would like to thank all the speakers today for your interesting contribution, for your presentation, and for your research work, which is very important, of course, for developing business TRIZ. Because like Dmitry said that in business TRIZ, well, you see, in the beginning, if you look at history, in the past we were talking, okay, technical and non-technical TRIZ. I also was used term non-technical, but it's not very correct because non-technical covers too many areas. But then I narrowed down my scope and said business TRIZ. Why? Because business system reminds a lot a technical system. Of course, it's a soft system. Again, there are much more flexible structure of a system and super system, which makes it more difficult. But on the other hand, it gives us more opportunities, more chances, more ways for business invention, and so on. But for social and political systems, I stay away at this moment because the rules there are even lower. And there are no that limitations as in technical and business system, because as I always say that a business system, it's a good technical system. If the business system is finely tuned, it remains a technical system. But no social, no political system can be refined as good as technical or business system. Okay. If anybody wants to say something, please tell us.
Valeri.
Yes.
Yeah, Harsha here.
Yeah, please.
Yeah, I would like to take this opportunity to share a couple of thoughts. One is about the frequency of these meetings. If we can have, say, quarterly or whatever frequency, then we'll have a regular interaction and couple of the presenters have said, or they appeal that, through Center of Excellence, you can get connected with us so we can contribute.
Yeah,
That
definitely.
will be very good way to gain the experience, because particularly here in India, as you know, that it is in the nascent stage, in the early stage when it comes to business streets. Yeah, after completing level 2, as you know, that slightly I am feeling that, okay, what next? Okay, level 3 will come, but to practice that, or to reach out to or to spread that knowledge or awareness with the clients, if we get some exposure and experience, then that will enhance the confidence. Because in certain presentations I could correlate with the situation over here, where there are micro and small scale industries and entrepreneurs, to whom we can offer the solutions and show the benefits, etc. But having that a regular interaction with the fellow colleagues in this domain, and contributing and hearing from them like what we did today, it will give more enhancement to the confidence. So my request is that if we can have this regular interaction, and more and more in this common pool, if we can correlate or spread, or at least share the problem, that this is the problem we are facing in this country for this particular problem. If anybody has any solution, there will be multiple solutions, then
Of
whatever
course.
workable will be adopted, but it will be experience for everyone like me.
Okay, thank you very much. You know that I started my activity in India quite a while ago,
Yes,
more than
yes,
10 years ago, and I was regularly visited India.
yes,
And
yes,
I worked with PV Narayan, you know,
yes, yes,
and we started a series of workshops, of trainings. I trained
yes,
a lot of people, level 1 and 2 in India, by the way.
yes,
But
yes,
lately, PV Narayan, he moved with Gen 3s, and they are completely with technical part.
yes,
And I'm 99% in business parts.
yes,
In business part. That's why PV Narayan is hanging on the advisory board, but he's not doing any activities. So I think I have to replace him, maybe with you.
No, no, that is not the case. Mainly sharing those case studies,
Yeah, 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 yeah,
and
yeah, yeah.
giving the opportunity to contribute. That
Yeah.
will help, to
Yes,
grow it more.
we need to prepare a collection of case studies at least.
Yeah.
It's our next activity that we'll be heavily involved with. I will
Yes.
ask everyone on my list of certified persons who to us to submit at least 5, 10 good case studies that we can show off to people.
Yeah,
That's
because
fine.
last time when I did the second level under your guidance, so during those presentations and interactions, one of the matrices which I had prepared as
Yeah,
a exercise,
yeah.
you had encouraged me that, okay, you provide me, I will incorporate in the level 3, so that kind of exposure and experience will help. I mean, you know.
Yes, it is. It is. It is. Yes, yes.
So I'm waiting for it eagerly.
Yeah.
So whenever possible, it will be great. Thank
Of
you.
course, of course. Thank you very much for your opinion, for your
Yes, thank
suggestion.
you.
Yeah,
Thank you.
thank you. Okay, anyone else?
Yeah, I have a small suggestion to everyone. Remember, Valeri, you remember when we were preparing for this meeting in Kazakhstan this year in Almaty? We figured out that actually there is a big difference. There is a big gap between, let's say, level 2 and below, and level 3 and above, and the interests they have. And this gap is not actually clear until you have some knowledge about what waits you at the higher levels. And we are ready to spread the knowledge. So if you guys are interested in collaboration and how to enhance your tools, please do not hesitate. Come to Valeri, he will probably route to us, or come to us directly, which is also possible. And I mean, you can reach out in chat here, and we will try to collaborate with you on your cases, because we do develop the tools that Valeri gave to us further. So we like to use them, and we use them daily, quite often, many of us. And this gives an opportunity for us to understand the, pitfalls and let's say some things where we can cut corners or do something faster or more efficiently, just because of the practice. If you're doing this often, you learn. And there are things that we would love to share with the audience. The problem is, like, we don't know to whom to share it with, because that's not like the common knowledge. Something that is for those who are really engaged and interested. If you are engaged and interested, come to Valeri. He will help you, and he may be rude to us. Because we understand that there are communities that we are not aware of. And we established this small center of excellence, and it's international in reality. There are people living in countries around the globe, like in Europe, in Middle Asia, and so on. And we would love to expand. The question is, we need the missioners. We need the people that are going to deliver the message, and actually will be eager to contribute, because the tools require honing. We cannot live with the tools that are invented and just cut in stone. They are not cut in stone. No rules are cut in stone. We are evolving, we are coming from one S-curve to another. So let's do. Oh, you see, we have a person from Africa in the chat. Yeah. So we are really eager to collaborate, and do not hesitate. We are able to establish whatever international center of excellence if needed. And we are inviting you and your colleagues that you know to collaborate. Yeah. That's my message. Thank you very much for the opportunity to deliver it. And thank you for your presentations and questions today. Thanks.
Dmitry, may I ask one thing?
Yes, sure.
Sure.
Yeah. Dmitry, thanks again. You have offered all of us, to get collaborated. So what is the route like on IBTA website? There will be a page or link to connect to Center of Excellence, or how do we connect regularly? I mean, do you suggest something?
Good question. Let us take it offline, and we will discuss the rules, because Valeri is heading the whole IBTA community, right? So we don't want to establish rules that we haven't discussed before.
Just a thought I shared. So just a platform to get connected on the regular basis.
Yeah. Well, we are ready to connect regular basis. Just it's a matter of internal discussion to set the technicalities, right? So we don't want to say okay, let's have a group on WhatsApp, and in half of the countries WhatsApp is even blocked. So
No. I mean, take whatever it's by due course, it will take, no issue. But meanwhile, I have a small suggestion for the participants today who have joined in, or maybe who couldn't join in. If we can get one email, say with reference to today's seminar, so at least everyone will have everyone's email address to at least start contacting. Later on, we may have a common platform to get connected, etc.
Right. Okay. We will discuss this. Valeri will distribute. I think that's the best way.
Because sometimes some people do not like to disclose. So
no, correct. I mean, that's why. I mean, whoever is willing to, it is not a compulsion. But at least that group will be formed, or the formation process will start.
Okay. Absolutely. I will do the distribution, and we'll ask this question. Yes. Definitely you will hear from me. You will get access to video recordings of today, And
Yes.
yeah, I will contact with you, with all of you, of course.
Yes.
Yeah.
Or maybe on LinkedIn, whatever best suited us.
You know, we run the business alumni,
Okay.
just alumni group on Telegram.
Okay. Okay.
Harsha, are you there? I think you're there.
On Telegram, no.
No, I
No.
sent
No.
to all invitation. You definitely got my invitation.
Okay, I will recheck, but
Okay, we will see it.
yeah.
We will see it.
Okay.
Okay.
As you know, Telegram is the most safe platform. You know, it got a huge advertisement recently, so you can use it without hesitation.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely. Absolutely. All right, I will share to everyone the link to alumni. It's English language, so please join it. Okay, very good.
Great. Thank you very much, everyone.
Thank you very much.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you very much for joining, for taking your time, for your contribution. Bing, I will send the email with all explanation. Yeah, okay.
Valeri, I want to know what is the alumni for the platform or
It's
and the
Telegram.
client?
I don't know if it works in China.
What?
Telegram.
Telegram, sorry, and in China we could not use it, but we have a WeChat group for business trees in Chinese. We can communicate in Chinese.
Yeah,
We
maybe
have
we'll
Problem is
join.
that we cannot connect to WeChat that easily. That's the without
We don't
I
have
remember
WeChat.
at least in Russia can use WeChat.
I am not in Russia.
We are
I'm
not in
Italy.
Russia, unfortunately.
Yeah,
Actually, most of the Russians, Russian names
but
you see
Skype
today,
also.
they are not from Russia.
Yes, but we want to. We are extremely want to communicate with all of you all around the world.
Definitely. It's time to
Because we have
establish.
no so much experience to promoting and developing business trees, so we have many things to do in China.
Of course, of course.
We
I'm
have a lot
very
of work. Now we are complete level 1 to level 3 for the Chinese version.
Yes.
And at the end of the year, we want to hold a level 2 workshop. Of course, only in Chinese.
Yes, of course, of course. Yeah. We are looking forward.
Thank you.
Definitely.
Valerie, thanks a lot for organizing this conference
Harsha,
today, and
you're welcome.
thanks to all the presenters, and nice to catch up with you.
Okay. All right, so we are closing today, and hopefully for a short while before the next gathering together.
Yeah. Next year we want to hold a business trees conference in Chinese.
Yeah.
I hope
I
everyone can
remember.
come to China.
Yeah.
Or
All
fun.
right. Okay. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Bye.
Thank you
Have a
very
nice
much.
weekend.
All right.
Bye-bye.
Bye, everyone. Bye.
Bye bye,
Thank you very
everyone.
much.
Bye.
Take care.
Bye.
Take
Thank
care.
you.
Nice.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank you. Bye.